Thank you, Kim. It is 7:04. I note that we have a quorum. All members of the ad hoc committee are present and participating. We are joined at the moment by Kimberly Williams, who will be helping to facilitate this meeting. Following the agenda, we have a public comment period. No members of the public have joined us at this point. We can move right to discussion.
We have minutes from last meeting.
I have no minutes prepared of the last meeting, but we still do have minutes to approve in the future. For discussion, the first item is the status of the candidate search progress. So just to recap, I think, as you know, we have to this point actually interviewed 3 candidates for the position. And the short story is that one candidate in that group of 3, we had chosen to deselect. We did not choose to continue with a further interview, a second interview. Another candidate of the 3, we felt very promising about this individual. It so happens that there were issues that were raised that frankly weren't really discussed at the outset during her interview or second interview. And we were a bit taken aback by that. And as it turns out, I think we couldn't really come to any agreement to proceed further. We had a third candidate who was our alternate from the last selection group that we have all together discussed. And that candidate had declined an offer. So that brings us up to date on the actual interviews and progress. Well, first of all, let me just ask you if you have any questions or comments about that much.
No.
So, nope, I'm off mute.
Okay.
For the offer that was made, do we know the reason why they declined it?
We do, and if I could ask Kim, if you'd like to join us and give us more information on that.
Sure. The candidate's personal situation had changed since applying for the position. And that was not disclosed throughout the process until the end. It turns out that the candidate was also offered 4 other jobs and chose to take one of those.
Okay. Is that the only candidate we've made an offer to?
No, we made an offer to a secondary candidate that was was the interview panel's second choice. Again, that candidate accepted, and then declined the next day, citing personal circumstances that had changed in her home.
Okay.
So that's unfortunately where we are. I don't know that I have anything further to add. It's again, the last time that, 2 weeks ago at the council meeting, we had a brief discussion about the status of things. And as you may know, for tomorrow evening's agenda, I've posted a discussion item so that we can continue. I know that at least one councilor 2 weeks ago appeared to be expressing concern over the status or over the procedure. I'm not sure really which, but we'll have an opportunity to find out more about that tomorrow, I believe. So the process, of course, the second agenda item under C for us tonight is, as you all understand, we had agreed that that President Rushton, myself, and Ann Holmberg would be the individuals who would consider the candidates upon their actual interviews. Kimberly has assisted us by facilitating those interviews in accordance with the town's customary practices and procedures. So we've gone through the process to that point with all the individuals I mentioned. As you know, we have an additional group of candidates that we can, if you each decide to do so, can discuss tonight. We'll do that, if so, in executive session. So I don't know if there's no further questions or comments as to process and procedure or the history of things, then I would entertain a motion to consider executive session for purposes of evaluating further candidates before us. That's up to you, gentlemen.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so we have, thank you, Shawn and Frank. And I concur, and that's a unanimous vote. And I'll read the very brief statement. Pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 21A8, to consider interview candidates for employment or appointment by a preliminary screening committee if the chair declares that an open meeting will have a detrimental effect in obtaining qualified candidates. I, as the chair, do make that determination. And so we shall move to executive session. Kim, if you can, well, I guess there's no public member to actually lock out, is there?
I'll pause. Are you coming out of executive session or to conclude the meeting? Or
we'll continue the meeting in executive session.
Okay.
We can end it in executive session.